From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. The Premier is casting aside the tribulations of the past few weeks, unveiling a new look cabinet, including the promotion of Guy Barnett to Treasurer. But having claimed the scalp of Barnett's predecessor, Michael Ferguson, the opposition still isn't happy.
Scrambling to get the house in order, the Premier unveiling his new look cabinet in the wake of 2 senior resignations. Former Deputy Premier Michael Ferguson's move to the backbench triggering the urgent shake-up.
What this ministry, and indeed the roles and responsibilities right across our team, demonstrates the enormous depth and capacity that we have.
Premier Rockcliffe continues as Minister for Tourism, Trade and Major Investment. Freshly minted Deputy Guy Barnett takes on Treasury while juggling existing responsibilities of Attorney General and Justice. But his health portfolio falls to former nurse Jackie Petrusma, who re-enters Cabinet, alongside newcomer Kerry Vincent taking on Michael Ferguson's infrastructure and Nick Street's local government portfolios. Nick Diagan adds sports to his existing roles of energy and parks, while Madeleine Ogilvie takes environment off his hands. Felix Ellis, consumer affairs, police and housing. Jane Howlett, hospitality and small business. Roger Yench, mental health and finance. Joe Palmer, education, women and prevention of family violence. Eric Abetz stays on as Transport Minister, who will also take responsibility for the Mac Point Stadium project.
We've already achieved so much since being re-elected in March, and we're only just getting started.
Labor claiming the Liberal government has run out of new ideas after 10 years in power. The Shadow Treasurer taking aim at his ministerial counterpart.
He was an energy minister that failed to deliver any new projects, and now he has one of the most challenging jobs in the government.
Guy Barnett adamant he's up to the task.
I'm looking forward very much to grabbing hold with both hands this Treasury portfolio to deliver a stronger economy.
Straight to state political reporter Anthony Dodd for more. Hello Anthony, this new look ministry has a lot of work ahead of it.
It certainly does, Lou. There's still roughly a month until the House of Assembly sits again, but the new cabinet will nevertheless need to hit the ground running. Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe will be at pains to avoid any more political embarrassment. Getting on top of the bungled Spirits of Tasmania project, including the berth upgrades in Devonport, will be a key priority for the government this week, which is due to announce a way forward on Thursday. The fallout from that fiasco is of course partly responsible for the situation the Premier currently finds himself in. Health is another key area the Liberals have been taking hits, and that's an immediate challenge for the new Minister Jackie Petrusma, who will need to find solutions for staff shortages and patient wait times. A big test for the Premier will come in the form of ousted Deputy Michael Ferguson's pet project, the mandatory pre-commitment cards for poker machines. It's still yet to be seen whether he'll bow to the considerable resistance from the gambling industry. Lou, while Jeremy Rockcliffe looks to have steadied the ship for now, it's been made painfully clear just how precarious minor government can be.
It certainly has. Thank you for that, Anthony Dodd there. Rowers from across the country have put their best strokes forward in a mammoth race along the Huon River. The head of the Huon, spanning 8 kilometres, is a first in Tasmania's regatta calendar.
Often racing along a crystal clear Huon River, ideal weather for a day on the water as the head of the Huon hits the river for the first time.
The conditions were fabulous and the atmosphere was really good out there.
Pitting 23 crews against each other for a gruelling 8 kilometres. From Franklin to the Huonville Bridge in a battle for line honours.
A normal race for these athletes is 2 kilometres. Some of our masters row 1 kilometre, so it's a big jump up to 8 kilometres.
Putting rowers through their paces.
6 more Ks onto that definitely feels like a long way, but once you get into a rhythm, you're in a flow state.
Crews stroking in 4s and 8s, drawing in rowers from across Tasmania, interstate and internationally.
So predominantly from interstate, we have rowers from the north and the south that have combined as crews. We've also got an international from the Netherlands.
The race proving age is no barrier on the water.
There's a bit of banter in terms of us being a bit older. We always give a bit of stick to the younger guys, telling them they should be going faster, doing a bit better.
But it was Mersey and Tasmania University with the stroke of luck in the quads, with crews crossing the finish line in under under 35 minutes. And in the 8th, North Esk took home line honours at 27 minutes. Rebecca Gaidaneris, 7 Tasmania News.
Against the backdrop of a sunny blue sky, it's been an uplifting day for Tasmanians at opposite ends of the age spectrum. Children's and Seniors Weeks combining today with the theme Let's Fly Together.
While the Premier was announcing his reshuffled cabinet, Sports Minister Nick Duigan was out flying a kite. It was all part of an event organised by Community Together 7248, which takes in the suburbs of Newnham, Mowbray and Mayfield.
The group sort of realised that there were issues still in community with people not being able to connect. COVID, a lot of people were isolated, and we just went back to the basics of what's a great way of people to connect.
Let's Fly Together, the theme to recognise both Children's and Seniors Week.
It's a good day for it.
As well as flying kites, 500 kids from 5 local schools have been creating a special community project, the Flying Dragon of Dreams, all made from recycled materials.
It's about the idea of collaboration and empowerment and dreams and flying.
Professor George Raze says community events such as this, which bring together the young and not so young, are important for mental well-being and integral to promoting healthy communities.
Diet and exercise, which we know about. Social connectedness is most important factor in healthy ageing.
Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
Art lovers are already flocking to Buckland's Tasmanian Bushland Garden, where the biennial sculpture trail is back with a bang. The outdoor exhibition features nature-themed sculptures by local artists, and you can check it out for free.
Spring has sprung, but wildflowers aren't the only thing blossoming at the Tasmanian Bushland Garden.
We have a sculpture trail opening every second year, and it's a chance for local sculptors to display their wares.
The annual exhibition merging art into the natural landscape, boasting 23 life-sized, nature-themed sculptures made out of steel, metal, ceramic and wood. Everything from kangaroos, a black cockatoo and even a dinosaur.
And it's a great time for people to come see the new sculptures, maybe buy something for their own garden and just enjoy the ambience.
There's also a nod to Louise Anne Meredith, the early British botanist, who was the first woman to write a description of life in Tasmania. And this spherical wooden swing made out of Tasmanian boat timber. The trail is not only a great opportunity for local artists to display their work, but a celebration of plants that are native to Tasmania's east coast. And there's something for the young budding artists too.
We've got Try a Sculpture Day over there where they can make a sculpture that's air dried and they can take home.
The exhibition runs for 6 weeks and all pieces able to be purchased. Stacey Eldridge, 7 Tasmania News.
A pedestrian's been treated by paramedics after being struck by a car in Launceston's CBD this afternoon. Traffic was impacted at the intersection of Charles and Frederick Streets while the scene was cleared. Police say there were no serious injuries. The annual St Giles Burn attracted enthusiastic sprinters on a new course up Launceston's Elizabeth and Arthur Streets. Beginning in 2014 as the Balfour Burn, the community event, which is now in its 10th year, also attracts dog walkers. The run delivering much needed funds for St Giles.
This year we're really excited because we're directing some of the fundraising efforts to help people with a disability learn employment skills so that they can gain meaningful employment.
350 people competed in the burn, not counting the dogs. 18 drivers have been hit with hefty fines and lost demerit points caught using their phones behind the wheel in just an hour during a traffic crackdown in Hobart on Friday. Police say other infringements were also handed out, including for driving unregistered vehicles and with suspended licences. The Jack Jumpers have let another win slip from their grasp, going down in a nail-biting 4-point loss to the Adelaide 36ers this afternoon. They managed to hold off the Sixers for much of the game, maintaining the lead up until the third quarter, but it wasn't enough.
It does not go, and the Adelaide 36ers defend home court.
The loss, another blow to the Ant Army's already lacklustre season start. They'll be looking to bounce back when they face the Brisbane Bullets next weekend. After setting up a thrilling finale to the Hurricane Spring Challenge final, Emma Mannix-Jeeves sealed it with a cheeky single on the last ball.
Oh, she's got through, and that will be a win for the Hobart Hurricanes.
Lizelle Lee, by far the biggest scorer on the day with 63, including 12 boundaries. The win is a good sign for the upcoming WBBL season, which starts next week. Jake Weatherald's gotten Tasmania off to a steady start in the Sheffield Shield with a 43-run knock out the Wacker.
It's a beautiful delivery, uppishly played through the covers.
Jake Duran notching his half-century as the Tigers look for redemption for last season's final loss. A short time ago, Tasmania was 5 for 158. Rain has stopped play towards the end of day one. The Tigers women are right now fighting for their first Hockey One win of the season as round 2 takes them to Perth. Two quick goals from the Perth Thundersticks had the Tigers on the back foot before Sarah McCainbridge was able to net one for Tassie. A short time ago, the Tigers were trailing 5-3 early in the fourth quarter. The men go for their second win later tonight.
Good evening. It was a beautiful warm day in Launceston today, reaching a high of 24 degrees, 20 in Hobart, Burnie 18, 17 in Devonport. 18 across Scottsdale and Low Head, Strawn 17 and 19 was the top in St Helens. Cloudy conditions across the southwest, west coast and northeast of Tasmania today with clear conditions elsewhere. Further out, a frontal cloud band lies over WA while thunderstorms develop over the Northern Territory. Tomorrow shows a high to the east of Tasmania, extending a ridge over the southeast of Australia. Variable winds tomorrow, 5 to 15 knots, reaching 25 knots about the southeast. Swells up to 3 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A strong wind warning is current for the far northwest coast and central west coast. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart 22, partly cloudy in Dover and Ouse. In the north, Launceston reaching 22 degrees, 18 in Devonport, Scottsdale partly cloudy. Burnie tomorrow 16, sunny in Strawn, Stanley reaching 17. St Helens partly cloudy, 20 in Swansea and 23 in Ross. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now: Tuesday, light showers developing about the west late in the morning. Wednesday, morning showers about the east, fine elsewhere. And Thursday, showers most likely about the west and south. Capital cities, partly cloudy and 20 in Perth tomorrow, 30 in Adelaide and a shower or 2 in Sydney. And currently Hobart cloudy and 14, Launceston 18 degrees and Devonport mostly cloudy and 15. That's all in weather tonight, Lou.
Wonderful, thanks for that, Jackie. And that's all your news for now. Thank you for joining us tonight. It sounds like Kim has her voice back, so good news for viewers. She should be back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for joining us. Good night.